All right, welcome to the right side of Kentucky sports. It is Monday, March the 16th, and the Cats got a couple wins last week on Wednesday and Thursday in the SEC tournament, advanced to the quarterfinals on Friday and faced Florida for the third time. Unfortunately for the Cats, Kentucky did not play well and lose to Florida for the third time this year. Kentucky came into the SEC tournament as a projected 7 seed, and I think those wins that we got on Wednesday and Thursday were actually big for us, at least when it comes to NCAA tournament seeding. We still got the 7 seed after the third loss to Florida, and the Cats are playing the 10 seed Santa Clara in St. Louis. I think a favorable location for Cats fans. We did end up with 13 losses. We did get beat by Florida 3 times. Frustrating season, up and down, but our third season is starting now. We're 0-0. Nothing matters. The $20 million, I don't care. It doesn't matter. The
22.
rotation, it doesn't matter. The injuries, it doesn't matter. It does, but we are what we are, and the new season starts on Friday, right? Friday yes. At a very surprising 12:20 or something start time. I literally would have lost every dollar that I have to my name, because when's the last time Kentucky – Anthony, look this up. Just ask AI. When is the last time Kentucky has played a first-round NCAA tournament game not at 7 or 9 o'clock?
Well, I'll tell you this, Charlie, as you look that up. You say the $22 million don't matter, and I kind of agree with you, but you wouldn't know it by listening to the national pundits, because I've heard more about the $22 million over the past week or week and a half. It seems like everybody jumping on that. I feel like you didn't hear as much about it during the season, and now all of a sudden you're hearing about it more. But I'm with you. That's over. Yes, I
call it a lazy argument.
I agree with that.
We're too late in the season. It's a lazy argument. We all know what it is.
You know, this is what I would tell you is Duke has looked very human over the last couple games, and they're without their point guard. That's just without a point guard. So missing 3 of your top 8 is an issue.
Michigan lost a guy. They title game. They got outplayed. Texas Tech has had some struggles without Toppin. BYU has had struggles since losing Saunders. And I'm sure Caleb Wilson. You know, North Carolina's not the same team.
I have my frustrations as much as anybody else, but I think they're fixable. But as of now, from where we were at just a little while ago, I think as fans, I think we got to be happy. And I'm going to tell you this. For the first time really in the season, I'm kind of sold on Pope. And it's not because I've been in love with him, because I have not been. Have I supported him? Yes, I have supported him. And I will always support a coach that carries himself with class here and tries. That don't mean that I think he's the answer. But I've watched what he has done with this team. This team does not quit, which I love to see. I think that they have stayed fighting, not having a point guard, 3 out of your top 8 guys. I do have issues with some of the spending things he did, but I love that the guys don't quit. We always say that, you know, why do we get down? To me, that just shows a team that fights. And a team that fights, to me, is typically a well-coached team. Coaching a team without a point guard, I think it's very impressive to make them a tournament team. And a tournament team that came out of the SEC with their 3 games where they played a team twice was Florida, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt, which was a very tough asking. So overall, once all the smoke cleared early, I think Pope did a good job, and I'm sold. He's going to right the ship, and I think he's going to fix the mistakes he had. So that's how I see it.
I just looked it up, and I actually remember this game now that I'm seeing it. The last time Kentucky has played a first-round NCAA tournament game not in the nighttime slots, 2011, and it was the game against Princeton when we almost got beat with Brandon Knight.
We played at like 2 o'clock.
Or no. Yeah, that was Brandon Knight's team, right?
Yeah, he hit that game winner.
It was at 2:45. That was a day game. I can remember where I was at, who I was watching it with. We almost lost that game.
Yep.
Remember that game?
He had that little bank shot runner, right?
Yep.
Brandon Knight was a nice college player.
Yeah, he was.
Brandon Knight, one of the most underappreciated Cal players while Cal was at Kentucky.
He was the number one recruit coming out of high school that year.
He was really good too.
Yeah.
Really good scoring point guard.
He wasn't a freaky athlete like some of the number one, recruits were in some of Cal's classes, but he was a really good basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
So 14, 15 years we're talking. I guess we missed the tournament, what? 2 times maybe?
Yeah.
The NIT in 2000 that was
2013.
The very next year. The very next year was the NIT, and maybe one other time in the COVID year.
Yeah, the COVID year we won like 9 games.
But that was the year they got cut short, though, right?
Yeah.
So that didn't even count.
They played the tournament. They played the tournament.
We missed it that year. The next year we actually had a good team when COVID hit. So 15 years, I guess 13 tournaments, every one at night. Does that like I hear all the I hear the haters. Kentucky's dead. Kentucky's turning into Indiana, UCLA. Is this a sign? I'm serious. Like, is this? I think that is Kentucky is supposed to be at 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock because they know that even this year with this struggles and our crazy fan base, they're still going to get super high ratings on this game. Why is it not at night?
Well, I think it's because of the other 2 teams that are there. I think Purdue plays there, and they feel like Purdue will bring a big crowd being a 2 seed. And who's the other team?
Purdue's going to bring a bigger crowd than Kentucky, man. If they do, and they might, but if they do.
Yes, and then Miami and Missouri.
Missouri's close.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why they did that, was because Missouri will bring a big fan base. So I think they wanted to bring them in at night because they'll have a bigger fan base to be there.
BBN, y'all need to, whoever can be there needs to go, because if we're getting to the point where we're losing prime time slots because of Missouri is going to bring more fans, I don't care if it's in Missouri's arena. Kentucky should have more. Look, I don't think Kentucky's anywhere near falling to an Indiana or UCLA level. I will argue that all day, and I'll win that argument because it's not even close.
Money fixes a lot of problems.
But I do think that this is a sign, and I don't like it, and I hope that Kentucky fans fill that arena in St. Louis. We normally travel very well.
I don't think it's so much dying off, and I'm going to take a lot of flack for this with some of our fans. I think we have a lot of awesome fans, but I think we have a decent group of entitled fans. I think it's a generation that came up winning, and I think there's some entitled fans. And I wish they would get back to more, I call it a blue-collar mindset, but just a working-class mindset of, hey, instead of just wanting it to happen of a snap of a finger, let's start building the brand, and let's not worry about what everybody else says about us, and let's just get back to being who we are. Let's get to the games. How was the crowd in Nashville, Josh? Josh Wynn, how was the crowd in Nashville?
You couldn't get a seat at the bar I was at. I got the last table available, and I just got that because those people were going to the game. So
we heard that Wednesday was pretty full for being a first game on Wednesday. Had some people say all blue and about 75% full. I think that's pretty good for a 12 o'clock, 12:30 Wednesday game. I didn't really hear about the Thursday or the Friday crowd, but I'm sure it got better, I would think. Now, I'm sure Florida had a lot of fans because they've been playing really good the last couple of years. So I'm sure they had some fans there, but I think Kentucky fans showed up to Nashville. As from what I heard, I hope they show up to St. Louis. You did say they scattered out real quick, though.
Oh,
Saturday, no more blue.
If they were there, they weren't wearing their Kentucky blue. I'll tell you that. Normally, like I've been there, like I said, this is my 5th time, I believe. And you always see blue still sprinkled in on that Saturday, even though we've gotten beat. I didn't see nobody. I didn't even bump into the people that I knew that were there. So, they dispersed. And a lot of people do. I mean, I'm not mad at you if you don't want to stay in Nashville and
spend $20 a drink.
Spend another $250 for another day. Skate out of town. I get that 100%. So, but yeah, but that bar I was at, it was a Kentucky bar, but I'm not going to give your name because you didn't sponsor us. You did have some good drink prices, but
Sponsor Blitz the bookie next year.
It was full of Kentucky fans. I mean, all of them.
Out of curiosity, I've never been to the SEC tournament in Nashville. I used to go to it in Atlanta a lot when I was younger. Never been to the one in Nashville. Been to Nashville many times. Love it. But when people, when they go to the game, if they go back to their hotel or their room, Just out of curiosity, do you see them wear a lot of the Kentucky gear to the bars at night, or do
Oh
they?
yeah.
Oh, do
Oh
they?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If we win,
Yeah.
it's full. I mean, they don't go home and change. They rock that UK shit.
Okay.
And like I said, even on like the Saturdays when we haven't been there, which has been I think all of them lately.
Since you've been there,
Yeah, I know I'm a curse.
We've already figured out.
I think I'm a curse. But even on Saturday, this was I was kind of paid attention to it too. But also, and it's been like this before too. But it was St. Patty's Day weekend, so people wearing green. So maybe there was Kentucky fans there wearing green. I mean, I'm wearing a green Kentucky hat right now, but the crowd just seemed like they left early. Even we were down there early and usually see people kind of hanging out a little bit, but they were all gone on Saturday this year.
I really do think there is a percentage of our fan base, not all of it, but a percentage that is just, they want everything to come easy for Kentucky basketball. Like they're entitled. Like, I just don't like that mindset.
I really think that those people are like 35 and younger, maybe even 30 and younger. Because
I think some of them's our age. I
don't know how, because it's just this, what have you done for me lately mindset. And I feel like our generation doesn't exactly have that mindset. We worked for things. We grinded. We waited our turn. We've talked about it. Back in our day, freshmen didn't play. They didn't play. You waited your turn. Even if you were good, you probably didn't play. So I feel like that part of our fan base, I'm not saying it all, because there's probably plenty of older people and people our age the same. But man, this younger generation, it is, what have you done for me lately? And if it ain't good, like right now, they're ready to move on. And it's annoying.
I can see that angle. I can see that angle. But, in our generation, I feel like there is these Kentucky fans that they think that we're the only team that should be good because that's the way maybe it was, years ago. And that ain't the Kentucky standard. It's a lot different now. There's a lot more teams trying to win. Back when we dominated the era of college basketball, literally there was maybe 5 teams that were really invested in basketball. Mm-hmm. There is a lot of teams invested in basketball now. It's way harder than it used to be. And I think they're still living like, man, we need to be in the Final Four every year. Dude, that is nearly impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible.
It was impossible back then, and it's impossible now. And I agree, it is a lot harder now. But, dude, I made a post the other day. I mean, you've got coaches like Dean Smith, coached 40 years, over 40 years. I forgot what the number was, 46 years. He won 3 titles. If you look at great coaches, I listed a bunch of them.
Jim Boeheim.
Boeheim got one in – Boeheim got one in 47 years. One. And that was because of Carmelo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
he was a generational player.
And I'm pretty sure most people would consider Jim Boeheim a very, very good coach. Maybe not top 5, maybe you don't even got him top 10. But I'm pretty sure any college basketball fan or people that at least halfway know what they're talking, Jim Boeheim is a good coach.
Oh, dude.
47 years, 1 title. And then even when you get into the guys like and there's other guys like Izzo. Izzo's still working on trying to get his second. He's only got 1. He's 30, almost 40 years in. Rick Pitino, I tease and say he's only got 1. Okay, he's got 2, but he's coached for 40 years.
Roy Williams
got 3, but he coached for over 40 years. Do we see a trend here? Even really, really good of the top coaches, it's 1 every 10 years. And guess what? Those coaches, they got really good teams every single year. You can't win them all. Even Coach K, I didn't put him on my video. He's got 5 titles. He almost coached 50 years.
And
it's
he lost
1 in 10.
And he lost. I think this gets lost in it. He had a lot of early exits, and he also lost and Duke has also lost, because I think last year they did too, with really great teams. Like, teams they want to call Cal out for losing with. Duke's had him, Zion and Barrett, Tatum and Giles. Last year, Cooper Flagg and Pinnacle, Elton Brand and was that Brandon Maggette there? I mean, it's
Brandon Maggette. Damn,
it's
poor Maggette.
It's
they got beat by McCollum and Lehigh. I forgot what Duke team that was.
Kyrie Irving's team.
I'm just saying,
Kyrie.
CJ McCollum. Yeah,
the hardest tournament. Listen, I love March Madness. I think that's why it's the madness, because one game you go home. In the NBA, in MLB, they play a series of games so the best team can win. But I think the madness is great. One game and you go home. It makes it super exciting. but it also makes it the hardest. Also, maybe some luck involved in it. You got to be good.
I know we say random, but it's a random tournament.
64 teams, guys, only one wins.
Yep,
It's random.
matchups.
Cal Baptist is in there with High Point and shit. It's random.
Right.
And those teams can win a game here and there. They might
And-
win 2 or 3.
And in football, there's not the 10-point touchdown. There is the 3-point shot versus a 2-point shot in basketball, and it is the equalizer. So that's the way I see it. It's I think that's why they play the series in the NBA and MLB. I do think it makes March Madness exciting, but I also think that what you do in the regular season, it's not the only thing that matters, but I do think it tells you more about who you are as a team. It's a lot bigger sample size than a single game elimination tournament. Now, I know we don't want to believe that as fans, but I think if we're being honest, that's the truth.
Yeah, if you're judging a team or a coach, I think you definitely got to coach them you got to judge them over the full season, right?
Mhm.
If you're judging, if you get a team full of a bunch of veterans that have been there 2 and 3 times and they lose on the big stage all 3 times, then we might be able to say, they're not built for the big stage. But for one, you don't see teams like that anymore. And like you said, it's really not, you can't judge everything off of one game. I understand teams, players, coaches get the stigma of not being able to win the big one, and maybe rightfully so sometimes. But yeah, I mean, if you're judging a coach, a player, a team, do it over the totality of the season. You can't just say, well, in this 2-week span, they choked and they're not a good coach.
Me tell you, the only coach I know of, I'm going to say this, and I'm saying it, and I say it with confidence. The only coach I know of that I feel like has won it with the teams he was supposed to win it with and has been pretty consistent, besides one that I can remember. Another one, I'll give him a break on injury. I think Rick is a hell of a tournament coach. I do.
I mean, he's had some teams.
He had one at Louisville I thought was the best.
Yeah, he had the best team at Louisville one year with Larry O'Bannon and them. They lost.
Yeah, Earl Clark. And
was Larry O'Bannon, speaking of that, was he on the championship team? I don't think he was. He was on that team that they went on a crazy run and were like weren't they a 1 seed?
Yeah, they lost to Michigan State.
One overall?
Yeah, they lost to Michigan State.
Yeah. They were the best team that year.
Early 2000s, maybe 02.
That was T. Will was on that team. Earl Clark.
Yeah,
they were the best team that year.
Might have been 05.
And I'm not even sure they were the best team they won it. They might have been. They might not have been.
I think they finished real hot and ended up. I want to say they were the number 1 overall seed that year.
They beat Michigan in the tournament. But I will give Rick credit. I do think Rick is a good tournament coach. I'll say that. I think he has other shortcomings, and it ain't just personally. I think there's things about his coaching that I don't like, and there's things I like. But I do think he's been a very consistent tournament coach. I think he's really the only one that I can think of that I feel like when he was supposed to win it or when he was supposed to perform well, he almost always did.
So, y'all want to touch on anything else on the SEC tournament? I mean, the Florida did lay an egg the next day.
Can we go back to Atlanta? I mean, I love Nashville. I've told y'all I love Nashville. Let's go back to Catlanta, man.
Yeah,
let's switch it up.
I always wanted to go when it was in New Orleans. I was going to stay with Charlie's uncle, but we haven't went back.
Yeah,
you don't want to do that. Or you'd much rather sleep under a viaduct than that.
We could play in Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile, Alabama.
Forrest Gump.
But now Florida gave us opportunities to win, and we didn't play well.
They did. So, we didn't play well, and honestly, they didn't play well either. They only hit 2 threes on Friday. We only hit 3.
I'll say this. I've seen it a little different than y'all, and I'm not saying I'm right. I could totally be wrong on this. But I thought that both teams came out early, and they were playing stupid hard, both teams. I do feel like when you play that hard on both sides of the court, I do think typically I think you use so much energy doing that. I think typically teams shoot bad when they do that. And I could be wrong on that, but that's the angle I've seen. Both teams were playing really hard early, and I just think it gassed them from, when you get tired, I think it's hard to shoot. But that's the way I've seen it, and I could totally be wrong on that.
3 games in 3 days. Look, we can sit here and say these kids could play every day, all day, but 3 games in 3 days, you're going to get.
How hard is that? How hard do we think that is?
I think it'll wear on you a little bit.
Okay.
I do. I mean, look, they are good athletes, and I think most of them they can handle it. But at some point, late in that third game, or maybe even halfway through the third game, I think it starts to catch up. Maybe not all physically. Maybe some of it's mental.
I bet it is.
Maybe they're not preparing it. Maybe I hate to say it, and not just for Kentucky. This might be for other teams, but maybe they kind of happy that they got the 2 wins that they got. And they knew they was running into Florida. I'm not saying they weren't confident that they could beat them, but maybe their main goal should have been to win the SEC. But I'm just saying it could have been kind of like my mentality. I think the 2 wins that we got were must wins. Like, I think if we lose on Wednesday or Thursday, we might be sitting here looking at an 8 or a 9 seed and facing Arizona in the second round instead of Iowa State. It might not be a whole lot easier, but I think maybe it's the case that maybe not enough preparation or just don't take it serious enough. Maybe some of them didn't think they could beat Florida. I hate to even say that, and I hope it's not true, but I think three games in 3 days, I definitely think it wears on you, especially when the other team has had 6 days off.
Well, I think that they definitely went in there with Kentucky went there with the chip on their shoulder. They could beat them. I think I'd heard Golden say, like, what did you do to these guys? It's almost like Kentucky was out for blood when they came in there. I heard him make a comment very similar to that. And I just seen it. I thought the boys were out for it. I really do. And it just didn't happen for them. Florida's just a little bit better basketball team than them. But I did think they played hard. So
we needed Florida to shoot bad to have a chance. They did. And we shot bad too.
And we just couldn't rebound. I mean, they had 50 rebounds.
50 rebounds to 29. That was basically the game changer, really. If you look at the team stats, a lot of it was pretty similar. We turned the ball over a lot early in that game. I think OA had like 2 in the first couple minutes. We had 3 or 4 in the first 4 minutes of the game. But I want to say overall, we only ended up with 10. And I think Florida might have had 12 or 13. So the team stats were actually not that off. Florida didn't shoot good. They didn't hit threes. We didn't either. The rebounding was crazy big difference. And what surprised me is points in the paint. I think they beat us by 1 or 2. So I don't know how they beat us by rebounding, and they dominated their offensive boards. But how do they only the points in the paint were almost even?
Well, neither of us hit 3, so you had to score from somewhere.
That's true. That's true. Everybody just
all the points
inside.
were in the paint. They hit 4, and I think we hit 4. So
yeah. That's
so
true.
there's nowhere else to score from.
And then Florida turns around the next day and plays basically. I mean, I didn't watch. I was at my son's baseball game, so I didn't get to see much, really, any of that game. It looked like Florida played the same game. They didn't shoot very well and played really bad again. And Vanderbilt almost blew them out.
I don't think they played with the same energy they played with.
I don't think they did either.
I almost feel like it was a kind of a battle between us two. I know the offense didn't show up, but dude, they were going at each other. To me, the story of that game is what happened during and afterwards. It's Todd Golden clapping for the technical, acting like a little bitch, and then afterwards saying we played this team 3 times and they didn't have the lead on us once. This is what I would do if I was Kentucky to combat that. If I had the same amount of money, I would go to Alex Condon in the offseason, and I would offer Alex Condon more than what he's worth. He's still a damn good player. So I'd love to get him, but if Florida wanted to keep him, they're going to have to pony up. We'd play that game.
It's not a bad idea.
No, I know I'd play a game with him.
But you get in another situation where if we do pay him a bunch of money and
he's good,
we pay 3 or 4 other guys a bunch of money, we're sitting here next year with a $22 million
That's okay.
roster.
I'll take Condon any day.
Oh, I will too.
Condon's good.
I'll take him any day as well. But again, there's going to be a fine line between don't spend $22 million and go get the players we want. So I think Kentucky fans are going to have to figure out how to deal with that. They just are. You're not going to continue to be able to just keep complaining about the money, but then in the offseason, you're going to want us to go pay money to get Tyron Stokes.
I think they want
Condon.
I think most fans, and not me, because I want the money to go to football. Okay, there's just some of us, but I think the majority of UK basketball fans, the money don't bother them.
You just got to get good players.
Right.
You got to win. You just got to win. Like
spend $22 million, just don't
they
suck.
want you to spend more.
I
I think there's a lot of UK basketball fans who care less if we spend anything on football, as long as we get to go big blue for the basketball, baby. That's all they know. It's.
Will Stein's going to change that, baby.
Yeah,
Will Stein's going to change that. Look, I'm big as Kentucky, and I think my stance has not changed that Kentucky should make sure that basketball stays on the level that we are. No matter what it takes. But yeah, I mean, we can't spend $22 million and suck.
Yeah, right.
So, all right. So Cats get a 7 seed. Are y'all surprised? 13 losses. I'm actually kind of surprised we're a 7 seed.
Yeah, I was really worried we was going to end up in like Dayton.
I do not understand how we were not on the bubble.
I hate our draw. I don't mind the bracket as a whole. Like I don't mind Michigan and Virginia in 3 and the 1, but I do not like our 10 Santa Clara, and I do not like our 2 Iowa State. I just don't like it. Yeah,
I'm still kind of baffled that we've been on the 7 line even the last couple of weeks. I was just very surprising. I don't know how Louisville ended up a 6 either, though. So
we're their best win.
I know, when the only win they got, and how did they get a 6? We had 13 losses. How many did they end up with? 10.
Somebody in the ACC's got to win some games.
Shit, they were chasing us down, and then they lost again in the tournament. They've at least got
they had 10. 10 losses.
So 3 less than us with no quality wins, 0 quality wins. We have St. John's, Arkansas. There's 1 or 2 more.
2 Tennessee.
2 Tennessee. Yeah, I mean, and Vandy. Dude, they have 1 quality win, and that's us, and we ain't even that good. We're Kentucky fans trying to pump us up, but that's not a great win for Louisville. It's just not. So I have no clue how they're the 6
their best wins are Kentucky, SMU, and Miami.
I really think the ACC outside of
I guess Miami. I guess you would call Miami. Would they get a 5?
They're not no good.
7.
Oh, they're a 7 seed too?
Yeah.
So it's the same as us. So yeah, the seeding kind of shocked me, but I will say I love the St. Louis location. I hope Kentucky fans show up. I'm always looking a week or 2 ahead of the selection Sunday, and I'm looking at where are we going to be? Are we going to be close? Can I go to a game? Because I love tournament games, and I usually go. Probably not going this year. I might try, and I know you're going to criticize me because I'm telling all you all to go fill the place, but I would if I could. Kentucky fans, go fill the arena in St. Louis. But I will say this. Bracketology, Lenardi's bracketology kind of changed up on Saturday. Thursday and Friday, they had us matched up against Santa Clara. Saturday, it changed, and it actually had us playing NC State, which I think would have been a tougher first-round game, but it had us playing Purdue in the second round. I wanted that. Would y'all trade a first-round matchup against NC State?
Yes.
To play Purdue in the second round?
I kind of rather play NC State. It's close.
Would you trade for the first-round matchup to be able to play Purdue?
Purdue's playing good.
Instead of I do not. I am scared of Iowa State.
I am too.
I am scared. If y'all listen to the first half, I got them in the championship game. I'm scared of Iowa State.
It's
anybody for the Big 12 stuff, and I think Purdue's playing so well right now too. I mean, I mean, when you get the seed that we got to play good teams early.
And I agree. Win the Missouri game, win the Auburn game, and maybe we're a 5 or 6 seed.
What I do hate about St. Louis is, look, I've went to St. Louis. It's okay of a city, but it's just kind of a boring city. I wish we were playing at a funner city in that sense. But
I don't think I've ever even been to St. Louis.
I have.
I've been. I mean,
They got Forest
there.
Park.
I've been to the Arch. They have a lot of cool museums.
Like, they got
a good zoo.
Yeah. Forest Park's their big thing.
So Santa Clara, I'm already hearing everybody's kind of talking and pumping up the Santa Clara team. They're a decent team. They can shoot the ball well. They beat St. Mary's, played Gonzaga kind of tough. Are y'all scared of St. Mary's?
No.
I'm worried. I'm not scared, but I'm worried.
I'm not.
Nope.
I would almost be worried if it was the other way and we were playing somebody and everybody was talking like, oh, Kentucky's definitely got this. I think the underdog thing is probably where we want to be, even though we're probably not going to be the underdog and we're the higher seed. I think this is going to be one of, if not maybe the biggest upset pick across the country. I really do. And I think it plays in our favor.
Kentucky's only a 3-point favorite.
And that, you know why? That's because they know Kentucky fans probably bet. So they know if they set that at, close to a pick 'em or even giving Santa Clara a couple points, that Kentucky fans will hammer that.
They lost to St. Louis, which is a tournament team.
I think they're pretty.
That was early.
New
in the
Mexico
year.
beat them by
They just beat
30.
They just beat St. Mary's,
And then Arizona State beat them, and Arizona State was a little better back in December.
Arizona State's terrible.
Yeah,
Arizona State might have finished.
Yeah, they fired
had
Bobby
a
Hurley.
really bad record. So if they lost to Arizona State, I do think they actually got some bad losses, don't they? I think they've got a few like that. Arizona State is not a good loss.
And then New Mexico beat them by like 30.
And New Mexico.
And then they lost to St. Louis.
I'm not worried.
We should take care of them.
I'm not worried about this game. We need to be able
by 20.
We need to be able to win this game. I get it that they say they're a decent shooting team, but I don't think they're any like out of this world shooting team.
But people always shoot good against us.
Right. Yeah, that is true. But not playing any good non-conference. I know they get Gonzaga, and we can say whatever about St. Mary's. St. Mary's and Santa Clara, that's a good matchup. Okay, Gonzaga's on another level. So they've played Gonzaga twice, and they got beat both times. Now
St. Mary's top 25.
I get it, but they're a bunch of white boys.
Their best player is on Iowa State.
Their best player is Iowa State. I'm just saying, look, I know St. Mary's is pretty good, and they're historically pretty good, but they ain't. Gonzaga is on another level of St. Mary's and Santa Clara. So I would definitely trade the NC State first-round matchup, even though that matchup would scare me a little bit, for Purdue. Because this Iowa State team, I think, is way better than Purdue, even though Purdue's hot right now. So I like our chances. We win in the first round.
We're winning the first round.
We're winning the first round.
And then the second game is just, it is what it is. Let's go to battle, baby. Just we hit some shots. Let's get stupid.
Leave it all out there and hope that it's going to probably be similar to what I said about Florida. We need Iowa State to play subpar, probably.
For the record, I'm the only one that had the Cats advancing in our prior shows bracket.
For the record, he picked every other SEC team.
That's right, baby.
The whole what are we in the Midwest? He had the whole Midwest.
We're in the SEC. That's our gang. That's our crew, dog.
SEC just blowing
ride
up
together. We ride together, die together.
Ride or die, baby.
Baby, that's why we roll.
So let's look at this bracket real quick before we just I don't want to just settle with Iowa State, because look, maybe we beat Iowa State. Okay, maybe they play bad, and maybe we play really good and don't go 2 for 17 from the 3-point line. Figure out how to close out on some threes, and maybe we end up in the second weekend. If we did, looks like probably Michigan, Texas Tech. If it was Anthony, he'd tell you Alabama or Georgia, but
no, we'd have to get by Virginia or Virginia or Tennessee first.
Yeah, I'm skipping that one.
Yep.
I skipped that one. We ain't playing that game.
Just lock it up. That's a lot. We've already beat Tennessee. We know Virginia sucks. They're in the ACC.
I was trying to skip us right to the Elite Eight. So, yeah, we would have to beat Tennessee or Virginia. Look, we beat Tennessee twice. Third time scares me. It happened last time. We beat them twice last year, and they beat us in the tournament. Yep. I would not want to see Tennessee. No. To be honest, I think Virginia is better than Tennessee, but I'd rather see Virginia in that game. I don't want to see Tennessee a third time. Anthony?
Yeah.
Tennessee a third time scare you at all? No?
I'll play them.
I don't want no part of that, and I do not want to lose to them for 2 years in a row in the tournament. So Tennessee needs to get beat. Yeah. And I think Tennessee could get beat. Miami of Ohio and SMU, that's the play-in game to play Tennessee. I got Tennessee winning that game, but I think either one of those teams could beat Tennessee. And then, of course, they play Virginia. So
I would love to see Tennessee over Virginia. I think we're a good matchup for Virginia. I mean, for Tennessee, I think we tire Tennessee out there. They get tired in the second half. OA and the boys, they tire them out. I've seen it twice now. Yeah. So
I've been dogging Miami of Ohio for the last 2 to 3 weeks. I hope they win the play-in game, beat Tennessee, beat Virginia, and it's Kentucky and Miami of Ohio in the Sweet 16.
If they beat us, if we made it that far and they beat us, I'd be pissed.
I would too. I would too. I've held it together all year. If we win these first 2 games, especially if we beat Iowa State, if they don't get upset by Tennessee State, and we get by Iowa State, and somehow Virginia and Tennessee ain't there, and I'm with you, Anthony.
And Michigan would already be beat by
pissed.
then. Michigan, and everybody else would already be
You already
beat.
know.
We'd have like a free ride to the Final Four and blow it.
That's usually how it goes. I would be pissed if Miami of Ohio beat us in the Sweet 16.
God.
So, I mean, is there any chance we get? Look, we've talked about the floor and the ceiling for the last month with this team. I think we're all kind of in agreement that maybe a Sweet 16, Elite 8 is kind of the ceiling. A Final Four run could always happen because nothing's impossible. But so speaking of a Sweet 16 or Elite 8, I mean, what do you think the chances? What's the chances percentage-wise we get to the Elite 8 in this bracket that we've got?
We got a little bit more 50-50, so we got about a 60% chance there. We got about a 60% chance, somewhere in that range, of beating Santa. What do y'all think the line would be on Kentucky, Iowa State? You think Iowa State would be 8 at that point?
I was going to say 8
So
and a half.
they're a 3, they're like a 3-1. They would be like a 3-1 favorite to beat us there. So, you take that and you multiply it by that. You're probably 5-6-1 to make it out of there. That's somewhere in that world.
That's to the second round.
No, to the third round. That would be to make it.
Or that, that's to get to the second weekend.
5, you'd be 5-6-1 to make it to that.
We way higher than 5-6-1 to win both of them games.
Well, that's about what the odds.
You got to redo your math, Anthony.
Well, I'm just telling you about.
I think we'd be 5-1 to beat Iowa State. We wouldn't be.
What do you think the point spread would be in the Iowa State game? 6-7.
I think it'd be 8.
I think it would be close to 10.
Okay.
I say 8 and a half is my prediction.
Okay, so about a 3-1, like $3, like if you take a money line. So yeah, that'd probably be about 5-6-1, because we're
So what's your percentage chance?
What of us doing that?
Yeah,
20%.
What do you think? Did we get out of the first round?
I think it's
first round or second round?
I mean first weekend. I'm sorry, I keep wording that wrong.
20%.
Yeah.
20% we get out of the first weekend.
Just by the numbers,
2 out of 10. That sounds good. I like that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say 30%.
I was gonna say 10. So we got 10, 20, and 30 all covered.
1 out of 10 times we're getting out of that.
Well, that's the odds on the
way
line.
we played.
I don't give a shit. I'm talking.
But how I
50%.
feel. How I
50%.
feel. Well, go back and change your picks.
50%.
Change your picks.
Because it's like an 80% chance.
That.
It's an 80% chance we're beating Santa Clara. So redo the odds.
Yeah.
50% chance we're getting
There
out
we
of the
go.
first weekend. Let's make it happen, man.
I
do not want to get beat by Santa Clara, dude. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be upset. It's not like I'm going to be, I don't think things change. Like, we talked about this, and I agree. It doesn't change a lot, but, man, we can't get beat in the first round.
No, we got
Kentucky cannot
have to
get beat by Santa Clara, dude. We have got to win this game. If we get beat by a really good number 2 seed in Iowa State, I'm not happy, but I can deal with it.
Yep.
Okay? I'm not going to be able to deal with the loss to Santa Clara. I'm going to be
I'd hate it
upset.
for the coach and the players, because I do think they've worked hard. Like we can like them or not like them or make fun of them, but dude, they've been a hardworking team.
And they don't give up. Dude,
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah,
They don't.
we've said it, man. If you don't like the players, if you don't like the coach, fine. But give these
support them.
They're trying to
for
win.
sure,
They're
and
trying
give
to
them a
win.
little bit of credit that we have fought back this year. I don't care if I'm not.
I don't think they
Being
cheat
down
much.
15 is not acceptable to me, but being able to fight back almost every single time you get down 15, that means something. That means something.
I don't think they've been cheaters either. Like, I don't think they've been involved in a lot of cheating scandals this year, in my estimates.
No, Marino shaved points a couple games. Who was just a couple?
We've had a couple, but not bad.
Just a couple.
Some teams do it every
We're
week.
definitely not leading the country in cheating.
No.
But a couple incidents. But who doesn't? What team doesn't have a couple of cheating incidents? I mean, these days.
There was a piece
Who's
of me.
cheating? Everybody.
I will be honest with you. There was a piece of me up at the end of that Florida game this past time. Wondered if Florida didn't let us cover. I'll be honest. I seen some stuff that that was the red flags to me. It was like they weren't even trying. Like it was like that we did everything. They did everything they could have.
Todd Golden didn't want to lose to us.
I agree, but he didn't know about it. That was the players.
I do think there is something to Florida maybe lost that Vandy game on purpose. We talked about a 13-game win streak. I think it might have been 12 because I think Vandy was going to be 13. The championship would have been 14, and I think we talked about it a week or two ago. They would have had 6 more. I think it was 20.
Yeah.
A 20-game win streak that they would have had to go on to win the title. I think Todd Golden. I think he lost that game on purpose.
Yeah, he ain't worried about that.
Perfect time to regroup. Maybe humble your kids a little bit.
Ain't nothing humble about that guy.
He's going to try to humble his guys, I would say.
Shit.
You better find a way when you just got the kind of
Played a team 3 times, never was down once.
that doesn't bother. And Josh, does that bother you?
Fuck yeah.
What do you think about Golden? Where are you at?
I'd hire him.
Oh, he's a good coach. I'm not saying he's not a good coach.
What do you think about the stuff that Anthony don't like? The clapping when we got the tea.
I
and
don't
the,
give a shit.
The
being
comment
ass.
about us not having. It
Win,
doesn't bother
win,
me either,
win.
man. I'm surprised it bothers you.
Fuck yeah.
Because you're a fiery coach. I've seen you. I've
but
coached
I don't.
with you.
But I don't disrespect people, Charlie. You know I don't disrespect people. You stay. Look, as a coach,
I don't think that's disrespect.
Oh,
Just
that's huge disrespect.
Saying we played them 3 times and I think that's complimenting your team.
Dude, that was a shot. Dude, if you listen to the comment, that was a pure freaking put it in our freaking stomach and twist.
Again, if I'm Todd Golden, how old is that guy? 35?
No, he's 40, right at 40.
He's a coach.
He's 40?
He's a head coach. And a pedophile.
Dude, he's a young.
Allegedly.
I'm glad you threw that in there because it does need to be known.
I promise you,
if I was stalks sorority girls.
I promise you that if I was the new athletic director or old one, I would be like, here's this much money. You're allowed to overspend for Condon or anybody else that you can fuck him out of. That's what I promise you.
Anthony hates Todd Golden.
Well, I'm just saying,
like the guy,
like
man.
if you want to take jabs at me like that and you're a coach, you're supposed to take the high road. If a player does it, it's not right, but I can get over it. But you're a coach. You're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to have some class. Even when people go low, you're supposed to go high. And so if that happens, if I'm Kentucky's money people, I say, look, we want to be smart and this, and this. But this guy,
just go get gold.
Dude, he lost that.
Just go get gold. I think he's doing it because he wants to be our damn coach.
Yep.
He wants to stick it to Kentucky because I told you last night he might have thought that he deserved a call when Pope got the call, even though he hadn't won the national championship at that point. But he might have thought, and then he goes and wins it. Now he probably really thinks, I'm the one that should be coaching Kentucky right now.
I'll tell you this. I think that he's a hell of a basketball coach, but I think he's a piss poor chess player because I'm going to tell you, he got his feelings hurt about Aberdeen. Everybody knows that was the deal. Got his feelings hurt about Aberdeen, and he made these comments. But I've made this comment on TikTok, and the more I think about it, the more I think there definitely could be something to it. And if I was involved with Kentucky, I would do it. I promise you, if I was Mark Pope, I would go after Condon. Straight up, even if you don't get him, I'm going to make you overpay for him. I got a lot more money than you got. I know that Kentucky will put more in their basketball program than Florida will because Florida's so worried about getting back right in football. So if I'm Mark Pope, it's either I'm going to get your stud or I'm going to make you pay $2 million over market price.
I like the idea.
And I got a bigger bank than you, so I can do it. And I probably can get my money people on board with it because you took a shot at us, which motivated everybody in our program to screw you.
Well, if he does end up, I'd love if Condon ended up here. That'd be great. That would be awesome. I don't think it'll happen, but I would love it. But if Todd Golden ever ends up here, just hide your daughters. Doesn't Denny have a daughter that goes to UK?
Yep.
Denny, you better watch out. Was she like a sophomore?
You
better, Denny. I know you're not a Pope fan, but you better hope Pope stays at least for a couple more years.
You better
Denny, he have Todd Golden for Sunday dinners at the house.
He would. He'd be so happy.
I know Paul Dunbar is, but is Lexington Catholic co-ed? That's the ones you got to watch out for. It's the high school girls, son.
Oh, hide your daughters if Todd Golden comes in town. It's probably a pipe dream right now, but who knows? I think he would take the job. But either way, Anthony says 20% chance. I say 30. Josh says 10. Let's get it done.
Let's go.
Let's get it done. Find a way to play your best game against Iowa State, get to the second weekend, and shut all the haters up. Come on, Pope. Shut them up, man. You beat Iowa State and get to the second weekend.
Let's go.
Why don't we ever play the UK fight song around here?
Do it.
Around here? I'll get it. Catch y'all next week. Blitz the bookies.
See y'all.
When he was here, dude, he carried himself well.
Oh, he did at the beginning.
He carried himself well at the end. He didn't bow down to Matt Jones and all the little minions out there. When they attacked him, he told them, fuck you, without saying fuck you. He cut them off. And when he cut Matt Jones off, they were done with each other. And that's when Matt would play his little games on the radio, and he would sit there and say, but Cal, but he does do that good. Quit playing pretend. Y'all don't like each other. Right. And Cal just wouldn't take the bait. Cal cut him off because he seen the bull. He caught on to Matt Jones. Like Stoops caught on to him too. Matt will turn on you in a second. If Matt can't get nothing out of you, he's done with you. He's done with you. Matt Jones is more friends with Vince Morrow. You know why? Because they're both frauds. Seriously. No, I'm dead serious.
Charlie got the mic. He's dropping facts all day. Anthony's like, nah, I got the better parlay. Argue about the spread, it's a fierce debate. But when it comes to Wildcats, they align their fate. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Late nights, hustle deals on the line. Charlie Scats, he's gonna make you shine. Anthony's heart where the numbers combine. Put your cash down, ride the incline. Blitz the bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. From the tip off to the final play, they grind. Mike's on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind. Blue and white, it's a bond you'll find. The bookies where the knowledge reigns. Charlie and Anthony bring the heat like flames. Talking parlays, breaking down the games. Kentucky Wildcats, they beat the same drums. Final play, they grind. Mike's on fire, bets on their minds. Arguing odds till the last rewind. Blue and white, it's a bond you'll find.